I'm listening to that, is Hannah Weisfeld, who's director of Yachad. Now, that's an organisation working to mobilise British Jewry in support of a political resolution to the conflict, and joins me now. Might I start by asking you, I hope you don't find this a personal question, how difficult have you found it to be Jewish and living in the UK over the last couple of months? Good morning.
Good morning. Look, the reality is that tensions are high and people are fearful. So, you know, and I would include myself in that for the first time probably in my life, I have thought twice about certain things. You know, when I take one of my children every Sunday morning to synagogue and they don't let them play outside at the moment because they don't know how severe the threat is, you know, you do think twice when you leave your 6-year-old child there.
How will British Jewry emerge from this, in your view?
Look, I think that the thing that is really, really important right now is that we find a way to bring communities together. You know, the thing that worries me the most about what is playing out in a UK context, you know, taking aside what's happening on the ground, you know, in Israel and Gaza, is this sense that communities are divided, they cannot find common ground, and that, you know, we will now have to rebuild kind of in independent, almost silos where we cannot interact with each other. And I think the overwhelming majority of the British public are committed to, you know, a multi-ethnic, multicultural Britain, and we've got to find a way to move forward on that basis. And I think that is key for how we come out of, you know, the last horror of the last few months, is finding allies, finding partners, and that is still possible in spite of the fear, you know. And there is fear, I should add, you know, there's certainly fear in the Jewish community, but there's fear in the Muslim community too, and we've got to be allies, you know, in moving forward in a way in which both, you know, Jews, Muslims, people of other faiths and backgrounds can live together in Britain. And I think that is still possible, and we should not lose sight of that.
Finally, Hannah, how important is it that the hostage and prisoner exchanges continue?
Look, it's been like an absolute welcome relief, I think, for everybody on all sides, you know, certainly for Israelis bringing home loved ones. And I'm sure lots of people have seen the footage of, you know, small children coming out of captivity. Yes. It's also for the people in Gaza where, you know, they are absolutely desperate to get aid in. And I think that, you know, the longer that this can be effectively eked out by the parties involved in negotiating it, the greater the chances that something more long-term can come from it. And I'm grateful for your time, Hannah. Thank you. Hannah Weisfeld, you're director of Yachad.